Hello guys, back with another video. Somebody left a comment on one of my old videos. By the way, I'm Thomas, currently living in Japan, studying for the JLPT, and one former engineer, high ranked in League of Legends and Rocket League, learning guitar, and also BJJ competitor. Anyways, somebody in my comments said that they wanted to improve at Call of Duty Warzone, and that they didn't know, I guess, their controller settings, and they were bad at aiming. And I'm gonna try to give some advice, and this advice can work for any game you're playing or whatever it is you're doing. So if there's something specifically that you need to find, my best recommendation is YouTube. You can find so many guides on YouTube about things like this. Like right now, if I went on YouTube and I looked up like pro player best controller settings for Warzone, or just typed in best controller setting for Warzone, then whatever system I was using, PC, Xbox, PS4, whatever, PS5, then I could immediately find a lot of videos on that. And yeah, it takes a little time. Like sometimes you need to take a little time and like set up everything properly, and although it takes time at the beginning to set up everything properly, in the long run you end up, saving a lot of time because everything's already set up and you're not playing for like hours and hours on weird controls or wanky controls that don't actually work well. So I recommend going on YouTube, finding those videos, and then following them, even if it takes 20 minutes. It's going to be worth it in the long run to get everything figured out and sorted out. And don't be afraid to experiment with different things. And one thing I will say is you don't have to be too concerned about your controls, because really I feel like almost every control scheme can work, because like some people play with crazy things and they're still really good in whatever game it is. But yeah, if you want to be the most efficient possible with your time, definitely go and just check out and see what the most common kind of things people are doing is on YouTube. And the second part was that he wanted to improve his aim. So obviously, to improve anything, if you can get reps and reps and reps of that thing over and over, that's going to be the quickest way to improve it. So for example, in Call of Duty, if you just play search and destroy all day, think about how many gunfights you get into versus if you played free-for-all, right? If you played free-for-all, so if you want to improve your aim, right, you need to get in a lot of gunfights. You need to be shooting your weapon a lot. Search and destroy, you're not shooting your weapon as much because you're not running into as many enemies. But in free-for-all, you run into tons of enemies, and they shoot back, so it's good, realistic practice. You can also practice against bots, which is just, put a ton of bots on the map, and just, I don't know what you can do in Call of Duty nowadays. Maybe you can give yourself unlimited ammo, I don't know. And just freaking grind shooting people for like 30 minutes before you actually get into real games and play against actual players. Like in Rocket League, we have free play and training packs and things like that. And I notice if you spend some time in those things, even though it is a little boring, they do create big gains in the long run. So if you want to improve your aim, I highly recommend going and playing against bots or playing free-for-all as much as you can. And yeah, just getting into as many gunfights as possible, pushing your limits when it comes to how quickly you can aim on a target. Like, go watch a pro player, see how they do it, and try to emulate that, right? So yeah, that's basically my advice. And you're not going to see improvement after like one day, right? So you have to keep in mind that it's like a long-term thing you're trying to improve. So you need to stay consistent, right? At first it may seem, oh, this is a waste of time because I haven't improved after 2 days or 3 days. But give it a week, and then you'll notice you're improving. Give it a month, you notice you improved a lot. Do it for 6 months, you're probably going to be in the top 1% of aiming in Call of Duty if you did it for like 30 minutes to an hour a day for 6 months. So yeah, anyways guys, that's my advice on that. And if you have anything else you'd like to ask me, please leave it in the comments. Anyways guys, see you. Have a good one.